Hello guys, it's Corman70 again. So, you know, after I made that one video yesterday about the Detroit Lions playoff scenarios, how many views it got so far? I mean, it's not been 24 hours since I posted it. Like, it already has 75. And, whenever I make videos, I barely can get to 12. So, I mean, I think I'm going to start doing more of these type of videos. You know, where, I talk, Detroit sports or, the Pistons, the Tigers, maybe not the Red Wings. I don't really watch hockey. But the Lions as well. Maybe I'll do a golf thing. I don't know, because I like golf. But, yeah, I'm going to start doing more sports talks, I think. And I think that's the way I'm going to grow this channel. But anyway, like I said in the description in my last video, if you want me to do any other team playoff scenarios, I will do that. And my friend Tyler, he wants me to do his Eagles. So, let's see what the Eagles can do. So first off, I'm going to start off with how the Eagles can make the playoffs as a 7th seed. That means they don't win the division, but they can make it. That means 2 teams will come out of the East, which is highly unlikely, but let's see if it's possible. And if not, I'll see how they win the division. So, we'll do the same thing with the Detroit Lions. And then I'll also see if the Lions... Oh, no, what the hell? Not Disney. Ads suck. But anyway, we'll do the same thing with the Detroit Lions. We'll do win percentage. And let's see if the Detroit Lions can also make it along with the Eagles, which I don't think so. We may have to have the Lions lose. But anyway. Alright, so far we have Washington winning the division at 7-8-1. Well, so it looks like they say week 14 the Washington football team will tie against San Francisco. And they say Philadelphia will go 4-11-1. Alright, so let's see if we can make them get to the 7th seed. That's going to be hard. Because they're pretty much going to have to win out, which means they're going to have to beat the Saints. Which, I mean, I got Jalen Hurts started, so maybe they'll get that extra young energy. I mean, when Jalen Hurts came in against the Packers, I mean, they damn near came back. They got that extra energy boost. So, I don't know, and, the Saints quarterback is out. They got Taysom Hill, so that may actually be a good battle. But let's say the Eagles beat the Saints. Then, they got to win out, so they got to beat the Arizona Cardinals. So the Cardinals will go away, so that brings in the Minnesota Vikings. Then the Eagles play... Where are they? That's Cowboys. They already projected to beat the Cowboys. And then the Eagles play the Washington football team. Let's see if they beat the Washington football team. Okay. Just winning out, they'll win the division. Just winning out, they'll win the division and make the 4th seed. So what if that doesn't happen? What if they lose a game? What if they lose once? So what if they do lose that Saints game? They'll still win the division at 6-9-1, because Washington will also be 6-9-1, and they have the tiebreakers. They beat them. But let's say the Washington football team. God, I want to say the Redskins every time. No, hell, I'm going to say the Redskins. I don't care. Let's say they beat the 49ers. So Washington wins it. So now the Philadelphia Eagles are 6-9-1. So now you got to hope the Vikings lose out. So let's say the Bears beat the Vikings. That brings in Chicago. So let's go back to week 14. Let's say the Texans beat Chicago. And that brings back in the Arizona Cardinals. So the Giants beat the Cardinals, which is highly possible. That brings in the Washington then goes to the 7th seed. And the Giants win the division. So then you got to have Washington lose. And the Giants. Where is the Giants? In week 15. Oh, there they are. Against the Browns. They already lose there. Alright, so what if the Panthers beat the Washington football team? That brings back the Vikings. So then you gotta hope that the Vikings lose. They play against the Saints week 16, so they already have them rejected. So we go to week 16. Then we got to rely on the Lions beating the Vikings. That brings back in Chicago, and Green Bay has already done that. So I got to go back to here, week 14, no, week 16, I think. Yeah. Then you got to really hope that the Jaguars can pull off an upset. If that happens, Arizona's back in. So then you have to have Arizona lose again. Well, we've already beaten Arizona. The Eagles have. then maybe you can root for the 49ers to beat the Cardinals. But then that brings in the 49ers. Let's go to week 15 again. So let's say the Dallas beats the 49ers. They got Philadelphia and that's the 7th seed. So, do you want to root for them to go to the 7th seed? That's a lot of things need to happen. I think their best case scenario, if you want the Eagles to make the playoffs, Tyler, you got to hope they win the division. I think that's the easiest way to go. So let's clear it and go to restart. So like I said, if the Eagles win out, I don't really think they need to. They could lose against the Saints, but let's say then they have to win the last 3 games. So they beat the Cardinals. So they lose against the Saints in week 14, but then week 15, 16, 17, they win out. So week 15, they beat the Cardinals. And then week 16, they beat the Cowboys. And then week 17, they beat the Washington football team. And then there you go. So if they go 3-1 in the last 4 games, they will win the division and beat the 4th seed. Can the Lions also make the postseason? I know we did this yesterday, but let's see if the Lions can make the postseason with the Eagles, which I think is possible if the Lions win out. Oh yeah, so basically if they win out and get to the week 17, either they tie or win, they'll make the postseason along with it. But then they got to face against the Packers, so that's gonna be tough. But yeah, that's how the Eagles and Lions can make the playoffs. So there you go, Tyler. I think those are the only 2 ways I see the Eagles making the playoffs. Is if you want the 7th seed, then that whole lot of things I had to do to get that. So I guess if the easiest way to possible is they got to win the division. So they got to go at least 3-1 in the last 3 games. Because I don't know. Let's clear it. What if they go 2-2? So what if they lose against the Saints? And they lose against the Cardinals, but then they beat the Cowboys and they beat the Washington football team. That's not enough. Because they'll be 5-10-1. Then you have to rely on other teams losing. So, like, San Francisco's going to have to beat Washington. Then they got to hope the Giants lose. So they lose against the Cardinals and the Browns. And then Baltimore beats them. Then they got to hope Dallas beats New York, and that brings back Washington. So you beat them week 17. Then maybe you hope the Panthers beat the Washington football team, and there's the Eagles. So I guess they could lose twice and still win the division, but like I said, you got to hope, like, the Panthers in week 16 beating the Washington football team. You got to hope that you got to hope San Francisco doesn't tie with them and beats them. Then you got to hope in week 16 as well that not week 16, week 17, that you beat them, Washington, and then you got to hope that Dallas beats the Giants. So I guess, like I said, your best case scenario, if you really want to make the postseason, go 3-1 at least, and then you got the division. So that's this is a little shorter video. I mean, I'll show you. That only took me 9 minutes to show the Eagles' possibilities. I mean, that's how slim it is. I mean, with the Lions, they had a whole bunch of little options. But I mean, here, like, I don't know. I don't think the Eagles cannot get to this, the 6th or 5th seed. They cannot get to the 2nd seed. So it's either the 4th or the 7th. And right now, it's easier to get the 4th if they win a division. Because, like I said earlier, if they want the 7th, a lot of things need to happen. So, there you go, Tyler. That's what I can do. That's what I see. Hope you enjoyed.